Good morning and welcome to Coffee and, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee and panel.
All right, it is Coffee and here on WOON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us Tuesday morning, January the 20th. I'm Joe Callahan. Nice to have you along with us this morning. And at the Coffee and table, we'll say good morning to Linda Tebow. Good morning to you, Linda.
Morning.
How are you today?
I'm great.
You're great. Excellent. AJ Brissett is here. Hi, AJ.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Steve Healy is here as well. Good morning to you there, Steve.
Hey, good morning to everybody.
Nice to have you all here with us. And we are going to take our first break. Not a break, but first segment sponsor is the Carew Investment Group. So let's hear from Ed Carew.
They say in business you don't last very long if you don't know what you're doing. And if that's the case, we must know a thing or two at the Carew Investment Group because we've been in the business since 1987, helping people just like you with their investments. At the Carew Investment Group, we employ a conservative approach to client portfolios by using only the best quality companies available, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We look for opportunities that we expect to go up in value not every day, but over time. And we take our responsibilities seriously and always place our clients first in any investment decision. If you'd like to know more or would like a free portfolio review of your current holdings, you can call Paul or Ed at 765-8880. Our office is located at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island. And we'd love to meet you and see if we can help you with your investing journey. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thank you very much. And comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. Okay, starting things off. Linda knows this. I'm a big sports fan. Okay? Last night was the national championship game in college football between Indiana and University of Miami. I could have cared less. I'm a typical New England fan that we just don't care about college football as much as we care about everything else. And I first of all, I didn't even know who was playing.
Yeah, I knew that though.
And then I heard it this morning. Oh, Indiana won. I'm like, okay.
My sister watched it. She sent me a text saying she was watching the championship game. But she doesn't live in Rhode Island. She lives in Michigan.
Well, there you go. In the Midwest. It's huge.
I prefer college football over
the pros?
Over the pros. Yeah.
See, I don't. And
it's obvious.
But in basketball, I prefer college basketball over the pros.
I prefer college basketball too.
Why?
Professional basketball.
I don't know.
Professional basketball is not basketball anymore. It's just a series of three-pointers and
dunks
and shooting off the line.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Well, Steve, where are you in this?
Well, because of budgets, 100 years ago, I used to watch Doug Flutie play college ball.
Boston College.
That was about dollars and cents.
You don't look that old.
But I am.
And did you watch any of it, Linda?
I saw some of it. Now, see, Dave watches football.
Because it's football?
No, he does follow. My grandson follows college football, but he went to UConn.
Oh, well, and, all right.
But he's a huge fan of the Patriots, so they do both,
Okay.
Yeah.
AJ, you're gonna like this story because you brought up Michigan. Okay. I was at the Civic Center years ago.
In Michigan?
No, the one in Providence. And I was there for the Frozen Four, the NCAA hockey championship. Was being held at the Civic Center. And I forget all the teams that were there, but one of the teams that was there was the University of Michigan, which actually won it that year. I think they beat Boston College, by the way. But anyway, and so I'm in my seats with my friends that were there, and behind us are four people wearing their Michigan State jerseys. And so the game hasn't started yet, so we turn around and say, you do know Michigan State is not playing in this tournament, right? And they said, it doesn't matter. Wherever Michigan is playing, we go to root against them. I said, now that's passionate. So we said, you came all the way from the state of Michigan just to root against the University of Michigan? Yes, we did.
Conviction.
Like, wow.
That's like the Ohio
passion.
State, right?
Yes.
It is like Ohio State and Michigan. I go, now that's passion.
It is. Wow.
That's dedication if you're going to do that.
I love it.
And they were disappointed. Michigan won that year.
Of course.
All right. Well, Linda is still coming down because the Patriots won.
Yes, I was so happy, but so tired.
You're going to have to believe me on this.
What?
And I got no way to prove it.
Okay.
But when the Patriots were going down for their first touchdown and they were very close to the goal line, and they came out to run the play, here I am yelling at the TV, Steve.
Oh, Dave was too.
I'm don't throw it to Hunter Henry because that's what they're expecting you to do.
Yeah.
I said, throw it to Pop Douglas.
Yeah.
And they did.
They did.
And he got a touchdown. I'm like,
see, they
why didn't I put money on that play?
Yeah.
They heard you.
They heard me.
See,
that's
there was a way to verify it. They did what you said.
They did. I go, it's the exact play I would have called. And it worked.
Well, Dave was yelling at the television throughout the first half of that game.
Well, yeah, there was a lot to yell at.
Too much for that first half. And I was cooking venison steak chips for my husband.
Okay.
Trying to get that done so that it would be at halftime. So the pressure was on
to get it ready by the
time. And at the end of the game, I was exhausted.
Yeah, it is always tough to prove. When are you going to determine when you're going to eat it? Are we going to eat at halftime? We're going to eat afterwards.
Right, exactly.
On these 3:00 games,
Right.
and it's tough because you don't know when it's going to end. So
do it just right now, Steve. You could have helped me because he's a wonderful. He knows all that cook stuff.
Yeah, but you don't know when the game's going to end.
Takeout, okay? Or a home delivery. I wouldn't have to worry about a thing, you know. I needed it this time. DoorDash.
So
that's all I'll do Sunday.
So the other thing that happened yesterday, the Buffalo Bills fired their head coach.
Yes.
And I was actually very shocked because he's been such a good coach there. He came in first place in the AFC East the last 5 years, except for this year, in a row. But I just wonder what the conversations are between the coaches and the owners, and how much pressure are the head coaches under. Okay, we're coming in first place in the AFC East, but we're not going any further, and we haven't reached the Super Bowl. So you've got one more year. You've got 2 more years, let's say. And if we don't make the Super Bowl, you're out. Do those conversations actually take place? I don't know. I've never been part of them because I don't understand the firing of him because he is such a good coach.
They've done. Except
they came in second place in the AFC East this year, and they got one of the greatest quarterbacks going.
First loser, right?
Their first loser, that's right. Yeah. And they got the best quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, Josh Allen. Yeah. So I'm like, wow.
It's got to be a lot of money behind those discussions.
There's money involved, and sure.
But I was shocked
I go, Sean McDermott is considered one of the best. And everyone said, well, don't worry, he's going to get a job within a week. He'll be hired by somebody else, and he probably will because there's 6 or 7 job openings. They said, go to Miami. Get out of Buffalo. It's lousy weather. Go to Miami where it's warm. Although I think Miami just hired somebody. So, they hired a defensive coach from Green Bay, so they're all set. But go someplace else. Go someplace else where it's warm. But it was shocking that yesterday that he was fired. All right. So we did have a note called in, 766-1240. Back to talk about the Indiana Hoosiers who are winning, but from a different standpoint. Just says, from a simple penny ante game of poker to the biggest games of sports, you will always find someone who tries to cheat. The latest, over a dozen players charged in shaving points in NCAA basketball. This came out last week, if you remember hearing that story.
Yes, I did hear that.
Players and former players, no. And in basketball, out of all the other sports, it's so much easier, I think, to play lousy than the other sports. If you've got the ball and you're shooting, just throw it off the backboard, throw it over the backboard, throw it out of bounds. You can play. It's easier to play lousy in basketball than the other sports, I think.
See, I think all pro sports are crooked.
All of them?
All of them.
Really?
I mean, when you see some plays being made, for example, in football, how many times have you seen the quarterback throw a pass and it goes right through the receiver's arm?
Hits him right in the chest. Sort of in Sunday's game, yes.
Yeah.
I know. Have you tried to catch a football coming at you?
And then the calls, there's always, every game, no matter what sport it is, you can always challenge the referee's calls.
Yes.
And
True.
some are so blatant that they should show, a repeat on it, but they don't.
Well, some you can challenge, but others you can't. And if something's not called, which happened in the game on Sunday,
Yes.
they were looking for pass interference calls.
Yeah.
You can't challenge them not calling something.
Right.
So
I get that.
what are you going to do? you
Yeah.
know?
Suck it up.
Of course, we're looking on the big screen. We can see this.
Oh yeah, and we see it in
we
slow
see it,
motion, and
yeah.
that they're going at 1,000 miles an hour,
Right,
trying to
right.
make the right call at the right time. And,
Correct.
But you just hope that the bad calls, the majority of them, don't go your way.
Correct.
they go, they go the other way
That's one way.
when
of looking at it.
they're making their bad calls. So is it all fixed? I don't know. But I understand your point. One time, this goes back quite a while. Who remembers High Lie down in Newport?
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever go? Anybody ever go?
Once.
I went
Me too.
Once. I went once.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun game to watch.
Yeah.
It is a fun game to watch.
But talk about being fixed, and it was back when I went. You just didn't know who the fix was in on. That's who you had to bet on. But anyway, the amazing catches these guys would make off the wall. I'm like, and then one comes off the wall and bounces right in front of them. They miss it, and you're like, oh come on.
But if you looked at their earnings at the end of the season, they were all the same.
They all made the same amount of money.
They all made very, very close to the same amount of money.
So it didn't matter if they won or lost.
Well, that's I think that's an indication that it was fixed.
Well, it was.
Yeah, I know it was.
Yeah.
They still play high lie in Florida.
Miami, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure why it left Newport. Maybe it just wasn't making any money anymore. But I remember 2020 did a investigative piece on High Lie, and they were in Newport, and they watched some guy. I don't know how they found him, but all he did was sit in a chair in the lobby looking at the board for the bets. He didn't watch any of the game, and then he made bets and won. And I said, they're like,
Insider
what's
information.
going on with this guy? It's like, wow, that's all I remember about that show. But yeah, you wonder how can you make these great catches and then you throw one that hits you right in the chest and you drop it. So, okay, the ball's coming at you, 100 miles an hour.
Right.
It's wet.
But that's
It's
your
a
job,
missile.
and you're a professional.
That's your job. That's right. You're supposed to catch the ball. That's right. So, all right. So we're on to Denver, and they don't have their starting quarterback.
I know.
Hooray! their
I
backup.
said that silently.
Their backup quarterback used to be a Patriot.
Stidman.
Yeah. He's only started 4 games,
I know.
and he's 1-3 in those 4 games. He's never played in a playoff game.
Those are the ones you have to fear.
I saw someone say that yesterday, AJ, that the Patriots don't do well when they play against a backup quarterback. I'm like, I think that's right. So there is concern because he's going to try to rise to this level, and they're going to be pumping him up, of course.
Look how Brady started.
They came in and tore apart Jets or the Giants. I forget who knocked Bledsoe out. What we got going for us, though, remember this, is the Patriots were 8-0 on the road.
On the road, right.
So only undefeated team on the road.
Yeah.
So although we have such a, if you want to look at history, we have such a lousy one-loss record in Denver.
I'll do takeout.
Yeah. I don't think they've ever won there. And we will take a break, but there's one more story. This one time when I was going to school out in Idaho, Monday Night Football was on. Now, back then, in the good old days, Monday Night Football started at 9 o'clock. Remember those days?
I remember that.
Okay. When I was out in Idaho, I'm 2 hours behind. Monday Night Football started at 7. I said, and to the people out there, it was like, yeah, it always starts at 7. I said, no, you don't understand. I'm actually going to see the beginning of the game and the end of the game.
Yeah.
Right.
And the Patriots were playing the Denver Broncos in Denver that game,
Oh,
and
really?
they got toasted. They just got
Yeah,
killed
they could've
on
been
that
really
Monday night
quite
game.
good, those
But I was able
Bronco
to,
guys.
yeah,
They
I was
were
able to see the beginning and the end of the game, and the game was over by 10 o'clock. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yes.
So this is what
What am I
it's
gonna do
supposed
for
to
the
be
rest of
like.
the hours?
This was awesome. All right. Break time here on Coffee Inn, and this portion of the Coffee Inn program is sponsored by the Carew Investment Group.
They say in business you don't last very long if you don't know what you're doing. And if that's the case, we must know a thing or two at the Carew Investment Group because we've been in the business since 1987, helping people just like you with their investments. At the Carew Investment Group, we employ a conservative approach to client portfolios by using only the best quality companies available, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We look for opportunities that we expect to go up in value not every day, but over time. And we take our responsibilities seriously and always place our clients first in any investment decision. If you'd like to know more or would like a free portfolio review of your current holdings, you can call Paul or Ed at 765-8880. Our office is located at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island, and we'd love to meet you and see if we can help you with your investing journey. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
The difference between acceptable and exceptional is attention to detail. That's their motto at Pit Stop Automotive, 230 Pulaski Boulevard, Bellingham. Mike at Pit Stop Automotive specializes in classic cars, hot rods, race cars, truck accessories, plus general auto repair. Going on now at Pit Stop Automotive, you can take $15 off an oil change. Be sure to ask for it. Pit Stop Automotive, 230 Pulaski Boulevard, Bellingham. Look for them on Facebook.
3 contestants are running to be Mardi Gras Queen of the Woonsocket Mardi Gras to help the Northern Rhode Island Council of the Arts. The title of Queen will go to the contestant who sells the most raffle tickets. The 3 women vying for Mardi Gras Queen are Melissa Ayadelli, Renee Chambroni, and Tatiana Rollinson. Mardi Gras Ball Coronation will be Sunday, February 8th at the Italian Workingmen's Club at 5 p.m. Tickets are $25 per person. After they choose their king and princes, the Queen and her court will preside over the Mardi Gras Ball the following Saturday, February 14th, at St. Anne's Arts and Cultural Center. Tickets are $40 per person for the ball. Cajun and Zydeco music at the ball will be provided by the Squeeze Box Stompers. Tickets for both events can be purchased from the 3 contestants for Queen of the Mardi Gras and Northern Rhode Island Council of the Arts members. For biographies of the women who are the contestants and for more information, visit the website nrica.org.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
Local and live at 99.5 FM.
It's Coffee Ann here on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Steve Healy and AJ Brissett and Linda Tebow. We did get a note called in. Back to, it's a rebuttal, AJ, for you.
Oh, good.
On the all pro sports are fixed. It just says rebuttal cheating has never been proved in the NHL, in the National Hockey League. So there you go.
Who's looking?
Well, maybe they are. I don't know, and they just haven't been able to find anything yet. So there you go. They're too busy fighting, which
It's true.
I love that they're the only sport that allows fighting in the game. But professional women's league, you can't fight.
No.
It's you'll get thrown out. You don't get a 5-minute in the penalty box. You get thrown out of the game. So the women don't fight.
I like to watch women's hockey. In fact, I love to watch college softball.
Yeah.
But, back to your
They're real
point,
good. Okay.
I was at a fight last week and a hockey game broke
Oh
out.
God, that's such an old joke. Who won the hockey game? All right, let's see. Other things going on. We had a shooting in the city of Woonsocket last night. In fact, it was right down the road.
Yeah, down the road a piece. I was a little concerned.
Right at Park Ave and
didn't
Green
get 'em
Street.
yet.
And if you don't know where Green Street is in Woonsocket, it's right
I know
where
where it
Crossroads
is.
Real Estate is. That's a good.
Yes.
Now, they don't give you too much information. We don't know if the shooting, did it happen inside? Did it happen outside? I don't know. The
Just
victim
said
was
on-
taken.
yeah, on Park Avenue.
Yeah,
So they-
the victim was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, so that's good. As of this morning, they have not released a motive. They don't have a suspect yet, and no other information. However, the police were on Boyden Avenue or Boyden Street in the city of Woonsocket yesterday, and that had something to do with the shooting on Park Ave as
Really?
well. So the investigation is ongoing. So we'll get more information as it gets released from the police department. So.
Cold to be out shooting.
Green Street, that's
Well, that's what I want to know. Are you inside doing the shooting or you're outside doing the shooting? So I don't know. Linda said, Joe, you have to ask me this question. So I said, okay. Yesterday we had Scott Gibbs on talking about the referendum that's coming up on February 3rd about the bond to raise up to $9 million for not a new police station, to refurbish the police station in North Smithfield. Linda heard Scott Gibbs yesterday, and I'm assuming you were agreeing with what Scott was saying yesterday, Linda.
Oh, absolutely. And first of all, Scott Gibbs did a great job telling us about this bond and the need for it. And absolutely, I'm in support of it. Absolutely. I grew up in this town. I grew up in North Smithfield, so I know. We've always been a little bit prudent.
Your finances?
Very, very, very almost cheap, but
Okay.
very prudent. And we use things until they're falling apart. And which is very.
Guess what's happening at the police station?
Well, bingo. And we never had a real police station. It was in we never had a real town hall.
Yeah.
It was the Memorial Town building that
Let's just
became
keep reusing
refurbed
everything.
into be a town hall. And we had a little jail downstairs, one
Yeah.
room, one cell.
Once.
And,
It's Mayberry.
and two policemen. So a little Mayberry town here.
Was there a deputy down there named Barney?
Barney, Barney Fife, we did. But the thing is, it's a new world. and the thing is, I would encourage everyone to go and vote yes. Anytime somebody has to put on a bulletproof vest to go to the office,
something's not
we
right.
should
huh?
be taking care of them. Recently the council came up with a decent package of payment, for monies and stuff. But now we need to fix the place where they go to work. We don't want them getting injured and sick.
There's asbestos tiles in the
Yes,
floor.
there are. It's old. It used to be.
Well, if you don't disturb them, they're okay.
Yeah,
All right.
but
Don't walk
If
on
it's
them.
not friable, it's okay.
No, exactly. So,
But that's
please-
been a very controversial subject.
Well, of course it has. Anytime it involves, we have these keyboard minions out there that are, have
like
nothing
that.
better to do than to say no to everything.
Yeah.
They say no to everything, and
I
sometimes.
can't believe that.
But I can. I've been, as I said, I grew up in this town, so I know. And keeping. It's really nice. Like, for instance, one of the things we've done is the old Kendall Dean School, where I went to school, was refurbished into the town hall now, and it's really nice. They did a wonderful job, and it's good. But we have to. And Melissa Murray was on with
Yesterday,
Scott
yes.
yesterday, and she endorsed it. And that's what it's true. What I'm a taxpayer.
Yeah.
I may be old and all, but I actually, we've got 2 houses we're paying taxes on right now. And certainly I'm a nurse from, never got rich because of it. And, but, we pay taxes. The taxes should be going to something that we need. And we need the police to have a place where they can do their job safely. End of story.
North Smithfield, I don't know if it's just got that reputation, Linda, and I've seen it. Whenever something comes up for bond issues for more money,
They say no.
it always, not always, majority of the time gets shot down. We need new schools. We need new police, new police vehicles, new fire trucks.
Yeah.
And it always gets
It
shot
always
down.
gets shot down. Well, I was fortunate that, I was on the council when we got the new middle school, and that's a beautiful place. It really is, and I was shocked that we were able to bring it through, get it done on time, on budget, and it's a beautiful school. But it's like pulling teeth to get. If it's spending, well, that's what I'm telling you. When we're prudent, and it's growing up. It's like a swamp Yankee mentality that you use everything.
Until it doesn't work.
Until it falls apart.
Well, okay.
How the town administrator used to get a car. I had one that was from the drug. It was a drug bust, and I ended up with a Volvo. But it worked, and I didn't have holes in the floor. But some of the remember Dan Andrews. They keep like the old police cars. They keep setting
Passing
them down,
them down.
and sending
All
them
right.
down, sending them down, and some of them were rusted. They were,
I like what
and I'm all for restoring, like they restored the Slatersville Mill, and the apartments are beautiful, and it's really nice. But that's like restoration of historic things. I'm a believer in that. But
I like what Scott said yesterday. If anyone's on the fence in North Smithfield about whether or not they should vote on this, to please come down to the police station, and he'll give you a tour, or Chief Lafferty will give you a tour,
call Scott.
and you'll see how bad things are.
It is.
And I don't know if you've seen it, AJ or Steve. Front page of the Valley Breeze. There's Chief Lafferty on the front page. Using an actual key, like Mayberry, to open up
A skeleton key.
skeleton key to open up the
That is
cell
me.
doors.
That is me, Barry. Was Aunt B around too?
Isn't that embarrassing?
It is embarrassing.
It's
I wonder if
very
they keep it on a hook like Mayberry,
Well, yeah.
so the criminals can reach it.
And you know the thing is, it is embarrassing because we're not poor.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
right.
I mean, when I said extremely frugal,
Well, fiscally responsible.
No,
Probably.
frugal.
Oh, okay.
cheap.
Okay.
That's the word.
You know, and
But you're an affluent community,
I know
and
we
so you
are.
should have.
I know it, but I'm
these kind of
telling you,
things.
there's a certain group of people,
that-
and I call
the
them
nay-
keyboard
well,
minions.
the
but
naysayers. It's
the
just no.
naysayers, and they. If you bring it up, they're going to say no.
No, it's just no.
It doesn't matter what it is. They just say no if it involves money.
Because their taxes might go up, 10 cents? So it's no.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
we're 75% of our budget goes to our schools, which I think is very commendable.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we do that. But so please go out and say yes, vote.
There, and
I
approve
can't
it.
believe they only
Okay,
have
we've-
one cell. Can you imagine how many people
That
waiting?
was-
to
that
get
was
in?
that was the old one.
That was in Mayberry
No, I know.
time. Yeah.
I think I think they have. What do they have? 3 now?
Yeah, I think it's.
Oh, there you go. They're up to
yeah,
3.
People are still waiting to get in.
Get in.
Yeah, they're waiting to get in, you know, and we have some fine policemen. We really do.
Yeah.
They
Well,
really
I asked Scott Gibbs this yesterday. I go, because of the working conditions at the current police station, is it affecting morale with the
Sure
police
it is.
department? And it is.
Of
He
course
goes,
it is.
People are leaving
Yeah.
the police department,
they are.
and they on their exit interview they say half of them always say it's the building
Yeah. Yeah.
is the reason we're leaving
Yeah.
this place.
It
I'm
used to
like,
be
wow.
salary. Salary's number one.
Building is number 2.
Yeah.
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 Crazy, huh?
So, anyways,
All right. AJ, you've worked
That's
in
my
health.
2 cents.
We're moving to another subject. You've worked in healthcare, right, before?
Indeed.
All right, and Steve and Linda have been in healthcare as well. What do you think about this company, the nonprofit Centurion Foundation that has purchased the Roger Williams Medical Center in Fatima, and said, okay, I forget what they purchased it for, $18 million? No. They purchased it, but now they don't have any money to run it, and they want $18 million from the state of Rhode Island for pay salaries and keep the lights on and run the heat. I'm like, is this the way business works nowadays? You buy something and then you ask the state to help you out?
Oh, yeah.
It is. That's SOP? That's standard operating procedure?
I guess so. Either that or tax.
It
It's
is.
either that or tax.
But, you got
tax
to wonder
credits.
why they were allowed to buy it if they don't have any money to operate it.
Well, they only want... Well, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know how these
I don't think
negotiations
there were
go.
people lined up to buy those 2.
No, they weren't. There were 2.
Right.
Yeah.
I
they
thought.
weren't lined up.
And then the second one just
But Centurion,
bumped
I
out.
think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they own a bunch of hospitals throughout the country.
Well, I'm not sure on that, but it's possible. The Centurion Foundation. And yeah, they are a nonprofit organization, so they don't have a lot of money hanging around. But the president
Being nonprofit doesn't mean you
don't have any money.
don't have a lot of money.
No.
Okay.
It's just protected.
Right. It's not for profit, right? It's not
That's
for
right.
profit.
I will say though, I mean, those 2 hospitals are very near where I am. Okay, and I had to have cataract surgery. I went to
Right.
Fatima, and excellent care. I have to say that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's a shame that they've been battered around like this.
Mm-hmm. The Centurion president, his name is Ben Mingle. He sent a letter off to the state, and he says each of their investors has stated that their investment is conditioned upon having the state-funded bond reserve. And so if the state says no, the investors are going to back out. At least that's what they say. That's what they claim. And then the sale doesn't go through. And then what happens? I don't know. I don't know. So there you go. That's the way to do business now.
Yeah.
You buy something, then ask the state for money.
Yeah, that wouldn't work for
Well,
me. Most of us, that wouldn't
professional team owners do it all the time.
I know they do, and so they must get the idea from them. Let's put it to a vote to the constituents of the state. Do we want to have our taxes go up to pay for a new stadium? They shot it down in Massachusetts, though. That crap,
Yeah.
that was all his own money. He said, I think what he said, he goes, all right, I own the parking lots, and I own the stadium, and I own the parking lot. I'm doing nothing to fix Route 1. That is all on the state. You guys fix that thing. And he left it at that. And now the state has actually taken care of it. So, all right, we got to take a break here on the Coffee AM program, but more coming your way. Time for a look at the forecast being brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Sunny skies today with a high of 24 degrees and a breeze from the west. Tonight, clear skies, overnight low of 9 degrees. Wednesday's weather increasingly cloudy with a high of 35. Wednesday night, little or no snow is expected, but there's a chance of rain and snow overnight, with an overnight low of 26 and mostly cloudy skies. Thursday, a tiny chance of some snow left over from the nighttime snow showers till about 9 a.m. Mostly sunny for the rest of Thursday with a high of 42 degrees. Friday, partly sunny and 29. Saturday, mostly sunny and a high for the whole day of only 13 degrees above zero. Saturday night, we're getting down to around 3 degrees above zero. Sunday, chance of some snow, mostly cloudy, high near 16 degrees. Sunday night, the chance of snow continues, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 6. And on Monday, still a chance of snow, mostly sunny skies late in the day with a high near 20 degrees.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, sunny skies, but it's really cold outside still. We have 18 degrees. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Don't get caught out in the cold this winter. Inferno Audio offers top-tier remote car starters. Heat up your ride from inside your cozy home. No more freezing your fingers, scraping ice off your windshield. And when you need a new key for your vehicle, before heading to the dealer, stop in to see Keith at Inferno Audio, Clinton Street, Woonsocket, for a less expensive option. Be sure to visit InfernoAudio.com. You know, just because Christmas is over doesn't mean you can't find a treasure at Timeless Antiques and Collectibles on Main Street in Woonsocket. Inside the 3,000-square-foot store, you could possibly browse for hours as you gaze upon all the items and still only see half of them. Vinyl albums, sports cars, guitars, jewelry, figurines are just a small sample of what you'd find at Timeless Antiques and Collectibles. Stop in and find out for yourself at Timeless Antiques and Collectibles, 91 Main Street in Woonsocket. Find them on Facebook.
ON Radio.
Okay, Coffee In on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow, AJ Brissett, and Steve Healy. It's time for our drawing for the Milk Fund calendar raffle. AJ's got the bucket in his hand. He's going to pull out one. Just pull out one.
And today's for the drawing.
Yes, today's winner receives a $25 Amazon gift card. So
That's
best of luck to whoever
Am
wins
I allowed
today.
to read this, or
Yes.
should you read it?
Well, is it legible?
It's legible.
Yes, you can read it.
Looks like Fran Harrigan.
All right. Very good, Fran. Very good.
Congratulations, Fran.
We'll give you a call.
Yes, congratulations.
And after we contact you, we will put your name back into the prize bucket, and we'll be drawing another winner tomorrow. Tomorrow's winner will receive a $50 K's gift card from
That's a good
Yeah.
State Rep Bob Phillips.
And you also win a free 1-week vacation in Central Falls for a night.
Do you? All right.
Central Falls gets a bad rap.
It does get a buzz. Is there any hotels in Central Falls? I don't think.
No, there's more bar rooms.
Oh, well,
per
there you
capita.
go. There you go. All right.
Yes.
Well, it's like Cumberland. Cumberland doesn't have a. They have no like Days Inn or anything like that there either. So
That's not really a
They have no
destination.
what?
In,
like a Days Inn. You know, I was
Yeah.
just trying to think of that.
well, Central Falls is not really a destination.
Well, no.
A lot
But
of my
it's,
mother's
you know-
family was from Central Falls.
I think about that, but then I always think of that.
I went to school in Central Falls.
But there's this
Went to
small, independently owned hotel, motel, really, motor inn, whatever you want to call it. It's right on the Attleboro-Pawtucket line.
Yeah.
Arbor Inn, or I forget what. It's changed names a few times.
Is it near the donut place that sells
Yes,
a lot of
it's near
tickets?
Vista Donuts.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, Vista Donuts that doesn't have donuts, by the way.
They don't sell donuts there?
They don't have donuts.
It's just lottery?
It's just lottery and coffee.
No donuts, huh? All right. But that motel,
That has changed names so often.
I know. But it must be making money somehow.
You know, the Super Dragon, which is the Chinese restaurant right over there,
Yeah.
used to be the State Line Diner for years and years.
Mhm.
And two brothers owned that. They're the ones that built that motel.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
So I guess they owned it at one
Used
time.
to be the State Line Motel. Yeah, they owned it for a long time.
Okay. Well, time to move on to another subject. This was called in, and we're moving on to world politics. Everybody ready?
Oh, yeah.
I'm braced.
Yeah, please get braced. Okay. All right. Greenland is in an alliance of Denmark, which is a country that is part of NATO. Leaders of both Denmark and Greenland have insisted the island is not for sale and does not want to be part of the United States. European leaders have rallied to support them in recent days, although Trump has reportedly floated that a scenario or refused to exclude it. Okay. One Eastern European official said it would be an earthquake situation with a risk of destroying NATO. This is alarming. That's from the Providence Journal on January 18th. And a follow-up to that, so what does Trump do today? This is I think it was yesterday, actually. He proposes 25% tariffs on Scandinavian countries. We are evolving as a hated country across the world. Okay. Now, the only thing you hear, if you listen to Trump, he says we need it for military purposes.
He says that now. Originally,
he does
said
say that
because
now.
of the minerals.
Yeah.
Well, that was part of it too.
Right.
But he's taken the security part and put it to the top.
Yes, put it to the top. Yes.
But we already have a military base there, and they could put more if they want.
And that's exactly what they said.
Nobody's stopping him. Stopping us
they can
from getting
expand the
more.
military.
Yeah.
Okay.
Capabilities.
They're already there.
AJ?
Leave them alone.
He's psychotic.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if that's got to do with Greenland, but okay.
No, I mean, Greenland has never indicated it was for sale.
No.
He just came out and said he wants it.
I want it.
Right.
Yeah. So,
And I totally agree with those countries that are defending Greenland.
yeah, stay away kind of thing. And they've been having the big rallies over there to keep America out.
And what they said actually was that they said they got to draw a line in the sand at some point,
Right.
Yeah.
because even they want the money for Ukraine from the United States, but they're getting their back to the wall. So I can't imagine what's going to happen with that. But I think years ago, Trump, when his first administration, he talked about NATO, that people weren't paying their fair share, and I think he was not thrilled with NATO. So I don't think that that's a priority for him. I don't think so.
No,
that was my take on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, because he doesn't want to make Greenland a state. At least he hasn't said so yet. I guess he wants to make it a territory like Puerto Rico is. Puerto Rico's our territory, but then I
They
look.
don't want to be our territory.
I know they don't. But did Puerto Rico?
Why would they want to?
Why?
I
I
don't know.
can't imagine why.
Yeah.
I can't imagine why. They're not causing any harm, and we can extend military presence there. Nobody's saying you can't. Actually, I think when they had talked about it, they said they could.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I look at it. I also look at it this way, Steve. You and I aren't going to remember this. I'm sorry, AJ and Linda, you are going to remember this. But when Alaska and Hawaii it was proposed they become states. I don't know about Alaska, but Hawaiians weren't that crazy about becoming states, a United State. And if you talk to some people in Hawaii now, they still don't want to be a state. But they just are. Not that like I said, not that Greenland's going to become a state, at least not right away.
You wanted Canada to become a state.
Well, that kind of went away, didn't it?
Yeah, that one.
But I also that's another thing I thought of. Instead of Greenland, why don't we just take Nova Scotia from Canada?
Why don't we leave everybody alone?
No, they.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Linda on that one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Linda. Why don't we just leave everybody alone?
They're thriving. It's not like they need help and they're desperate. Damsels in distress.
And plus, it would cost us a ton of money.
Right.
Yeah.
To
So is it a case of look over here, look over at Greenland, and keep your eyes on them because I really, really want them. But what he's really doing is something over here to see what the left hand is doing.
Correct.
And we don't want you to pay attention to what the left hand is doing.
Exactly. He's famous for that.
Yeah. So he just seems to be really gung ho on this especially when he says he's putting the tariffs on all those European nations.
Who pays the tariffs?
Well, we do.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
So that's another reason we.
Well, if you remember, several years ago, Iceland was in financial straits, and they were looking for someone to buy Iceland. Remember that?
The country was looking for someone to buy them?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean,
okay, why didn't we take that?
Things seem to have leveled.
Now.
Things seem to have leveled over there, and
Yeah.
It seems like they've got more tourists than ever there now.
Aren't they part of Denmark as well?
Are they?
Or Norway? I'm not sure.
I'm not familiar on my country ownership.
Well, all I know is Greenland is ice and Iceland is green.
Oh, that's
what
right.
That's
I know.
about all I
It's
know
all
about that.
backwards.
That I
Eric
can
the
say
Red called it Greenland because he wanted people to come there and,
Exactly.
and move there. So he thought if it was an attractive name, everybody would go
Would
there.
go
But
there.
you're-
This little false
you're right.
advertising.
It should be Iceland.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But Iceland, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But you're right about that because Iceland has become quite the tourist.
Are you kidding?
Destination.
It costs a
Northern
fortune
Lights.
to go there.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, very expensive to go there. But
Are you talking like by
I would like to
cruise
go
or
there.
just
No.
flying there?
Flying there and,
Yeah.
and being there. Friends of mine went to Iceland and they said it was just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Stunning.
I've heard the
beautiful,
same thing.
beautiful, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Have you
And
been there?
They said
No.
you should go, and I said I can't afford.
Can't afford to go.
It's very expensive, so they're doing quite nicely.
Yeah, I had a friend
Yeah.
who went there, took his mother and his brother, and they loved it. They absolutely loved
The
it.
people
they?
were wonderful. They said it was just wonderful. Yeah.
But you know, the cost of going there, like you said, is really high right now. For a long
wonder
time
why.
it wasn't, and that's why people started vacationing
Right,
there
Okay. Yeah.
because it was so cheap.
Yeah.
And now
Now it's,
Well, it's
kinda
now
leveled
it's
off.
Like
popular.
you go to the
That's why
Cape,
it's
any
so
other
expensive.
Newport.
Right. Yeah.
It becomes popular, and
Yeah.
and the price goes up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know why young single men go to Iceland. Have you not seen the women of Iceland?
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
as I told you, Iceland is green, Greenland is ice. That's what all I know.
The women in Iceland all have that Nordic look. They all got the blonde hair and
they're
the blue eyes.
beautiful,
Oh my!
beautiful,
It's like
yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
it's just, stunning. Anyway,
You mean they're frigid?
no, I don't think so. But I've never been there, so I don't have any knowledge on that. So
They take a trip, right?
yeah, let's take a trip to Iceland. All right.
Investigate
Coffee
that.
and goes to
Well, just keep your eye on what.
Live streaming from Iceland.
I'll see what goes on with Greenland over the next
Let my
couple of
husband
weeks.
go. He wouldn't go anyway. It's too cold.
All right. Let's see. A 54-year-old man from Rigby, Idaho, awaits sentencing in April. He pled guilty last Thursday to cyber stalking a professor in Massachusetts. That is a long way to be stalking somebody.
Yeah.
Really?
From Idaho all the way out to back to Massachusetts. Prosecutors said Edward K. met her in January. I should say Edward K. met her. I guess her is the professor. Edward K. met her in January 2025 when he enrolled in her online course through an area university's extension school. The U.S. Attorney's Office said Kay became infatuated with the victim, dropped the course, and sent her over 80 harassing and intimidating messages via email and LinkedIn for 5 months.
Oh my gosh.
And then, so she reported them, and it's so easy to put together a case when you're cyber stalking someone. Everything's there.
Yeah.
Nothing ever gets deleted, even if you think you have deleted it, you haven't.
Well, thankfully, he's in Idaho and she's in Massachusetts. And
I know that's quite a
he
ways.
Yeah.
hasn't made the trek.
Unless
yet.
he's not anymore. Now he's awaiting sentencing. So, I wonder if he said, "Well, I'm going to come to Massachusetts
Right.
and get you." You know, it doesn't say, but you just wonder what the harassing and intimidating messages are. Sounds like that would be intimidating. If we don't go out, I'm coming to get you, kind of
Yeah.
thing. Scary, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Wow.
is.
And he didn't even get an A in the course. He dropped it. You know,
Lost his money.
And he lost his money. So,
Wow.
fool. All right. Break time once again here on Coffee and more coming up. We ask you to please stick around.
Join the Coffee and panel weekday mornings at 8 on ON Radio. 3 contestants are running to be Mardi Gras Queen of the Woonsocket Mardi Gras to help the Northern Rhode Island Council of the Arts. The title of Queen will go to the contestant who sells the most raffle tickets. The 3 women vying for Mardi Gras Queen are Melissa Ayadelli, Renee Shambroni, and Tatiana Rollinson. Mardi Gras Ball Coronation will be Sunday, February 8th at the Italian Workingmen's Club at 5 p.m. Tickets are $25 per person. After they choose their king and princes, the Queen and her court will preside over the Mardi Gras Ball the following Saturday, February 14th at St. Anne's Arts and Cultural Center. Tickets are $40 per person for the ball. Cajun and Zydeco music at the ball will be provided by the Squeeze Box Stompers. Tickets for both events can be purchased from the 3 contestants for Queen of the Mardi Gras and Northern Rhode Island Council of the Arts members. For biographies of the women who are the contestants and for more information, visit the website nrica.org.
It's the Dollar Saver Guy with this week's ON Radio Dollar Saver Half Price Deal of the Week. Got a terrific restaurant for you. Tropical Bar Restaurant in Woonsocket. $50 certificate good at Tropical Bar Restaurant. Grab it half price, just $25. Certificates on sale this Friday morning, 10 a.m. online at onradiodollarsaver.com. That's the letters ON radiodollarsaver.com.
We're always here for you. ON Radio.
All right, Coffee In here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callan here with Steve Healy, AJ Brissett, Linda Tebow. We had no call in, 766-1240. Back to the shooting here in Woonsocket. I told you there was a police presence on Boyden Street that was related to the shooting on Park Avenue. Someone called in to let me know, or let us know, Boyden Street is off North Main Street near St. Charles Church. If you know that area of North Main Street in Woonsocket, not very close to Park Avenue over here near Green Street. So I don't know what the relation is between the two, but we'll find out as time goes on. We mentioned earlier about we got into you're only going to watch Little League baseball, Linda, because things are getting bad with the pros and on right on down. Well, things are still not good down in Florida. One person was hurt, 3 others arrested after a fight at a travel baseball tournament in Chain of Lakes Complex in Winter Haven, Florida.
Little League?
What's that?
Was it Little League?
No,
No.
a little older, more like 16 years old back then. Police say the melee started with a warning from the umpire to one of the coaches. And after that, the father of the umpire, who was in the stands, was struck by Yosmeni Fernandez, the father of one of the players. So the umpire leaves the game to go help his father, but was hit from behind by one of the coaches. This isn't even the kids.
Oh, gosh.
Marcos Abali Fernandez, his 17-year-old son, and Abali were all arrested on battery charges. And the umpire had to be hospitalized.
We're going to have to start watching
So-
3K.
I'm trying to get it all straight. So the umpire gives a warning to the team. So someone attacks the umpire's father in the stands, and then the umpire goes to protect his father and gets hit from behind by a coach. Wow. You can't make this stuff up.
Can't we all just get
along?
Yeah.
Instead of fighting, why don't you have a dance-off or a cook-off,
I don't know. That one's that's a new one.
Wow.
Where the umpires get involved in the
That's really
fights
bad.
in the stands. Usually they
I didn't
just.
even get a chance to get in a fight. You get hit in the back of the head.
I know this is terrible.
You're
And,
role models to
my
these
son.
kids.
Yes.
What are
Yeah,
these
really,
kids-
you're right.
What are these kids learning?
So who ejected everybody? That's what I want to know.
Well,
before
I
umpire
think-
was gone.
Well, usually in these things, there's probably 2 umpires. There's one behind the plate, and there's one at the on the
Well, I hope he ejected
on the
everybody.
bases. It's probably okay. Game's over.
Right.
We're not ejecting everybody. Game's just done. Both of you, all teams, everybody leave,
That's it.
kind of thing. But
That's terrible.
isn't that crazy?
My son was a referee for quite a while, and he quit because
What did he referee?
basketball,
Basketball. Okay.
there was so much harassment from the parents.
Basketball is tough because you're so close to the stands and you can hear everything.
Yeah.
And because I've been,
Physical threats. I mean,
oh yeah,
everything.
isn't that terrible?
Yeah.
And how old were the kids that he was reffing? Were they like
They were teenagers.
okay, but high school? Like,
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, he was stopping them from getting their Division I scholarship. AJ,
Of
it's
course.
the ref's fault. He's the reason that
So you
they didn't
can't-
go to Providence College.
Can't blame the parents.
Oh no. They're all correct.
Children working and not heckling him in the stands.
Is it it's an Allstate TV commercial that's similar to this going on, and you might have seen it where the little kid's up to bat. He's like 10 or 12,
Yeah.
and there's his father in the stands. Don't worry, everybody's staring at you though. No pressure.
Yeah.
And then the kid throws the bat and it goes to the windshield and and talks about if you don't have the right coverage kind of thing. I said, but boy, that's true. You hear that in the stands too. Come on, you have to get a home run,
It's a lot of pressure.
and it's all on you right now, and it's tough. But that's why hockey's a little better in terms of being a referee, because you're really separated from the crowd, and they could be yelling at you, but you're not. All it is noise.
Right.
You can't really hear them. The only people you can hear are the coaches and the players, because you skate by them so closely. So they have it a little better.
They do have it a little better,
but basketball's rough.
except when they have to
It's tough, though.
break up a fight.
Well, yeah, that's true. Baseball is tough too, because depending on the field, a lot of the parents like to line up right behind the backstop.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're the umpires now.
Yeah.
Ball one. That wasn't a ball. That was a
Yeah,
strike.
that's right.
And now they yell.
Everybody's an expert.
Everybody's yeah. But then you say to them, "Well, why don't you come out and ref?" And they're like, "Oh no, I don't want to do that."
Right. Right.
No,
That's
we can't
how
do that.
Dave got to be head of the refs in hockey, because he was bad mouthing. And they said, "Come on down."
Can't
He
do
said,
it?
"Okay."
He said,
And
okay?
then he ended up being the head ref
Wow.
in hockey. Yeah.
Well, good for him saying okay. All right, I'll
Well,
do it.
no, he did, and he liked being the ref. He said he just tuned them out,
If he can, yeah.
he
Well, that's
did.
what you're supposed
But
to do.
Now, my grandson Michael was a ref in hockey. When he was in high school, he made extra money, and it was little kids.
Yeah.
But he said
Still?
he went home, and the parents were, they were yelling at him so much that he said it wasn't worth what he was making, the piddly amount that he was making, so he quit being a ref.
I saw
Sad.
my son played hockey growing up, and I saw a sign in one of the rinks. It was directed at the parents. It was in the lobby. But the odds of your star player getting to the NHL, it's less than 1%.
Correct.
So bad mouthing the refs, bad mouthing the coaches, bad mouthing the other players is not going to help. And it also, and by the way, if your son is good, guess what? Word will get around.
Correct.
Among the hockey community, and the right people will come see them play, and then they'll make a decision
Exactly.
of whether or not they should go on and get a scholarship and things like that. So it was basically it was chill out.
Also, it's not uncommon for parents to be very biased.
Well,
So,
true.
so when they start bad mouthing the coaches and the referees, they're certainly not doing it because of the rules. They're doing it because of their own bias.
But I wouldn't say you have your opinions on how the ref is doing, and I watch my son's games playing. It's like, that was offsides and you missed it. So I would say that that was offsides, but I'm not really attacking them.
Right.
I'm not. I certainly wasn't going to meet them in the parking lot afterwards because they missed an offsides call kind
You
of
mean
thing.
no guns?
There were no guns. No guns were involved.
Yeah.
All right. So how about this? In New Jersey, in one of his final acts as governor, Governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy, is bringing cursive handwriting back from the dead.
Hallelujah.
Isn't that? This is great, I think.
I think it is.
He signed a bill Monday requiring all New Jersey schools to teach it in grades 3 through 5. I guess that's when I started to learn how to write cursive handwriting. Okay. Teachers will have to make sure, I'm trying to remember my elementary school.
Palmer method.
Yeah, teachers will have to make sure that students not only know how to write legibly in cursive, but can also decipher it.
That's true. They can't read.
They can't read it. Yeah.
But here's the question. Some
Yeah.
of the teachers are so young. Can they
Do
write
they not?
cursive?
They probably.
In recent years, it's been considered a lost art, but proponents say you need cursive in order to sign legal documents and read historical artifacts or letters from grandma. Also like the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence and things like that. Murphy okayed the bill just days after banning cell phones in classrooms. And I did that with I'm sure my son, but I know definitely with my daughter. I said, what do you mean they're not teaching you cursive? Well, they're not. So I had to teach her how to write a check, because you've got to sign a check.
Correct.
You have to know how to do this. And I remember growing up, girls had all the girls had the greatest handwriting going.
That's because we had Palmer
Boys were
method.
just,
Who's from the
okay.
nuns?
Yeah.
Well, I had
go-
none, so
And so
mine was legible.
I'm looking at my daughter's handwriting, and it's atrocious. It's just like mine, because I taught her how to do it. But she's like, well, when are you going to need to do this? Well, she signs checks to pay for her car. I
Right.
said, you have to know how to sign a check. Later on, you're going to have to be able to sign if you want to buy a car, if you want to buy a house. You have to know how to sign your name, and you just can't put an X. Well, I don't want you putting an X.
Right.
You've got to know how to sign your name. And so I applaud New Jersey for doing this.
I applaud New Jersey.
That this is being done.
All the states should get back to that.
Go
It's
back
like,
to learning how
It's
to.
like a lot of the
well-
young kids can't even count change anymore either.
No, they
they
can't. No.
Well, we were never taught that in school. We were never taught how
That
to
was
count
part
change.
of our arithmetic change, right?
Right.
There you
They,
go.
they stopped.
Yeah.
They stopped.
I mean,
doing
they
that
don't
for
even know
whatever
the
reason.
denominations, Joe.
Yeah.
Of like quarters and nickels and
Yeah.
dimes.
That's what I'm talking about when I say they can't count change.
Well, then how do they give you the? How do they know how to give you the right change back? I know it says okay, give the customer back 53 cents in change. How do they know what 53 cents is?
I don't know.
Do you have to say, give me another dime?
Right.
Maybe they're taught. Maybe they're taught that when they go to work. I don't know.
All right. Well, another example of it might be this because, and I'm going to use Cumberland Farms because that's where I know it's definitely there. If you pay for something and you get coins back as part of the change, it comes out automatically from a little machine. So they don't have to count out the coinage for you.
Right.
They just have to give you back any dollar bills.
A number of places do that now.
Maybe that's why, because they don't know how to. They don't know what the coins should be when they give it back to you.
It's not just coins. My friend has a business in Newport, and it's a rental business, scooters, etc. And the kids can't tell time because they only know digital.
They only know digital. They don't know.
Yeah,
unless
They
it's
don't know
digital.
analog
They
time.
don't know
Right.
quite
Because it's like if
fast.
it's anything before quarter of,
Yeah.
then they charge for another hour. If it's before that, they don't charge another hour. And he said they because a lot of them just can't figure it out.
Well, they don't.
That's true.
They don't teach it.
Right.
No.
And I think I said that to my daughter one time. She asked me what time it was. I said it's 9:45.
And she said, what?
I don't know what that is. I said 15 minutes before the top of the hour. It was still 9:45. Oh, okay. Now I know what time it is. Like, wow. What else aren't they teaching
Because
you?
that's all the clocks they've
School.
seen. The digital,
It is.
you know.
It is. But they have the round analog
Yeah, I know,
clocks in the
but-
classroom.
But
But
that's decoration.
Yeah, it really is.
wouldn't you think that the teacher would point to it every once in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
while and say that's the?
They
Even if
listen
you,
for
if
the
you make
bell.
it
They listen for the
simplistic.
bell.
I knew.
They don't teach it anymore, though.
No.
I knew
They don't.
my aunt worked as a school secretary in Attleboro for a number of years, and something came up at the time, and the kid, the child asked my aunt. I got to get this right. I think she asked him what time it was, and he said, "Do you want to know it in straight time or round time?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" The clock, the analog time is a round circle. That's
Okay,
round
so
time.
round time. Oh, okay.
Digital
Yeah.
is straight, and that's straight time.
Wow.
Okay.
He knew there was a difference.
He
though.
knew there was a difference. Do you want it in round time or straight time? So
I like that.
Yeah, but could he tell time in real time?
I think he could. I think he could. Let's see. All right, we got a few more minutes to go. All right, Linda, you're the RN. There's a new breast cancer DNA test that scientists say predicts which treatments will work best.
I saw that.
Did you hear it? It was developed at the Institute for Cancer Research in London and involves a simple blood test and liquid biopsy. Researchers are telling the British newspaper The Guardian that it has the potential to be game-changing for the more than 2 million women worldwide who are diagnosed with breast cancer each year. If it's used early on to direct women to the right combination of chemotherapy and immunotherapy, scientists think it would boost survival rates.
That's great.
Yeah, that is
That-
great.
That's great.
So that's real
news.
good news.
Great news.
Okay. Always good news on the, let's see, on the health front there. Let's see now. All right. The fate of Texas's new 10 Commandments law will be debated this week before a federal appeals court. Judges on the Fifth Circuit will hear arguments on 2 lawsuits opposing the Bible's verses placements in public schools, one from Texas and one from Louisiana, which has a similar law. Texas State Senator Phil King, who wrote the law, says the 10 Commandments are part of the historical foundation of our legal system and have been recognized as such.
Really?
Yeah, well,
news to
that's
me.
that's what he says.
Yeah.
So will it go? Will it go to the Supreme Court? Maybe. Growing up, going to public school the entire time, I never remember the Ten Commandments being up on the wall
In
at
public school,
any
I
time.
never did.
No,
never.
Not in public schools.
And this goes back to the 70s.
Yeah.
No Ten Commandments up
It
on.
goes back to the, I
Okay.
won't tell you when, but no,
Yeah.
they weren't on the wall.
Oh, okay. They said that would be the
Well,
be
this
the
James
Catholic
Tallarico,
schools.
he's a
we
Texas
did do a
lawman.
prayer
He's
in
actually
school, though.
very opposed to it. And he's a Baptist minister,
Okay.
and he's a very interesting guy.
Yeah.
But he's part of that. That's why they left.
Yeah.
But all of them left. They went to Chicago and other places.
All right, we got to wrap things up for the day.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting about AJ's words of wisdom. I thought you'd given us all your words of wisdom today.
How can you keep forgetting
I
that, Joe?
don't know. It's slipping my mind.
Endless.
Okay.
Endless.
In case you're planning on doing this, the worst time to have a heart attack is during a game of charades.
Good point. Good point.
I don't think I'd plan on having a heart attack. I think it would happen, but
You're doing Red Fox.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Joe.
AJ will be around for more words of wisdom during the Do You Remember program coming up right after the 9 o'clock news. So thanks for coming in, AJ. Steve, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
All right. And Linda, thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
All right. Do You Remember's coming up after the 9 o'clock news right here on ON, AM, and FM.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.